Hello and happy Black Friday, everybody. This is Live with Sarah tonight. I hope you've had a really good and calm and peaceful day. I was able to catch a little bit of the news about an hour and a half ago and showed the mad rush of all the happy and excited shoppers. So I was not part of that crowd this morning, and needless to say, I'm a happy, peaceful online shopper, so I don't brave all the crowds. But congratulations to those of you that did, and I hope you've just had a really good day. This is day one of our big 50% off sale, and we were just so excited to be working with all of you. And tonight, you kind of can see a little bit of a difference. We're moving my office studio around to kind of allow for more expansion of products, so I can sit and talk to you guys and show products at the same time. And over here we have some of our sunflower sprouts growing. I've been asked to show how we do our sprouts because I'm a super fast and easy. I learned watching all of the experts do it so many different ways. I kind of was able to find what works for me because we do a lot of that, and I have 4 children and this business and our team here, and so time is of the essence. I like to do things on the go. But anyway, tonight we're going to talk about detoxing the body, kind of the beginning. I'm going to do a whole laid out series, but you know, it's just really important as we're in the holiday seasons or throughout the year that you allow your body to shut down and cleanse. So I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I have done that have worked and what I do, you know, kind of on a monthly basis and just intermittently to help keep my body cleansed and clean. And I'm going to do the whole mini facial for you tonight. I've covered it in some other videos, but I haven't done it for you. So here I am with my big bright face, no makeup on, and ready to kind of dive right in. So what we're going to do is usually actually on Saturday nights is when I tend to do it. My kids are at home and they don't really have sporting activities this evening, or they're out with friends. It's usually calm on Saturday nights because we wake up Sunday mornings, there's not a lot going on. So it's a good time for me. So as a lot of you are busy moms or just busy period, Saturday evenings is kind of my night to do the mini facial and rejuvenate. We have a HairCeuticals line. We have a deep conditioner. I'll usually put that in and let that sit for several hours on my hair, do my mask. It's just kind of a fun routine for me. So to get started, there are 3 parts to the mini facial. What I'm going to do is go into the first part, which is exfoliating the skin, and then mask. And while the mask is on my face, I'm going to share with you some of the detoxing tips that I have learned that seem to work really well for me. So let's dive right in. Usually you want to take off, like I wore makeup today, and so I cleansed my face already. You should take off my makeup. The exfoliators and cleansers do remove makeup, but I always use an eye makeup remover to get my eye makeup off. I think it's actually going to be a new product we're going to add. I've recommended just raw organic oils as eye makeup removers. We have something that we're putting together. It's a little more soothing blend of oils to remove eye makeup. But I washed my face already, and so the next phase after that, you do not have to cleanse your face prior. You can just remove your makeup and get your face warm with wet water, is to go into the exfoliator. And we have 3 exfoliators in the Acne, Rosacea, and Regency line that are for the face. I use the Regency cleanse. I fluctuate between the Regency and the Rosacea. My skin has been particularly dry this year. I think since going through cancer and a major radical hysterectomy, my whole body has just kind of realigned. I tended to be on more of an oily side, and acne, I haven't had breakouts in years, but would tend to be more oily, never as dry as I feel right now. So lately I've been fluctuating between the Rosacea cleanse, which is really good for some of the dry and sensitive cleanse, and the Regency is a creamy cleanse base that is good for normal skin, some dryness. But this is the exfoliator. And our exfoliators, we do not use any sulfates. We are chemical free. I say so many things all the time, but I just feel like as those of you who are new, maybe just be picking up this video for the first time, I have to keep saying to you that we don't use any sulfates. There's no foaming base to our cleanses or exfoliators. As you can see here, and I've got a little bowl of water, you just kind of want to wet your hands with water and you just work it into kind of like a pasty lather. And it's really, can't really tell very much on the light. Let me get a little bit more. And it doesn't take very much. About a quarter size is what I use for exfoliating my face. And you just kind of work it into pasty lather. I'm going to flip my microphone up a little bit. I just want to rub circular motions over the whole face. Really get out the side of the nose, underneath. It's safe to use around the eyes. I tend to just rub. I'm really gentle on my face when I scrub. I don't try to scrub too hard, and we don't use really harsh exfoliants in our exfoliator. We use orange peel, the L-ascorbic acid, lemon peel, really gentle exfoliants. If you're looking for a harsh facial scrub, you're not going to find that. We have a body sugar scrub in our BodyCeuticals line. We have some customers that actually use that as a face scrub. I don't really recommend that. Everything you want to do is in balance. You want to keep each product that you use in balance on the skin. It's not about over agitation. It's not about over aggravation. You're trying to, with the exfoliant, you're trying to let the oils, the saponified oils and exfoliant gently remove the dead skin cells and exfoliate the skin. So as it sits right now, you kind of feel like a nice little cool tingling sensation on the face. So you're going to want to exfoliate the skin first. It helps to open up the pores and get ready for the mask. So I'm just going to, since I'm doing this on camera, just want to gently rinse off the exfoliator. And as you can see, you don't really see a lot. You don't really see a lot on my face here. You get a little bit, right? I don't know if you guys can notice. Just from the exfoliation, increasing the blood circulation to the skin, that's perfectly normal and good. Okay, so we got it off. Never rub your face. Never rub your face dry. Always pat dry. You want to be gentle on the face. You're not trying. Remember, it's an organ. It's living, it's breathing, it's pulling stuff out. You want to always be gentle on your face. Whether you have oily and rough skin or soft and dry skin, you want to be gentle. I love our exfoliators. Give you such a nice, clean, fresh feel. Okay, so now it's time for the mask, which is my favorite part. I love masking. I've masked my whole life with acne that I had. I would always get the clay masks or the gel masks. I was always trying to find masks because I felt like masks, just generally speaking, made my face feel really dry and tight. I had very oily, horrible breakouts all through here, along my line here, on my forehead area. I mean, the only place that was probably clear almost always was my nose and through this area, but it was broke really bad. Then down my neck and my chest and my back. And so the masking always just kind of seemed to make it feel good, just even for a little bit. Well, our masks are a lot different. We have 4, and I've showed them just a couple episodes back. Tonight I'm sticking with the Regency Mini Facial. We have our up here, our Acne in the blue, Regency in the orange, and a Rosacea in the red. I'm using the Regency Sea Cleanse tonight. And this is a gel base, but it's not like a gel that's going to peel off the face. This is an agar-agar, so it's a real herbally rich orange, fresh gel that's got the raw oils and butters in there. So as it sits on the skin, the L-ascorbic, it's called a 3% sea mask. So it's the L-ascorbic's at a 3% ratio. And so what you want to do with the mask is you really want to make sure you get good coverage, but you don't want to overcover. So you just want to apply a good, not a thin, it's hard to say, like a medium or an even layer over the whole face. And I get up pretty close to my eyes. I brought another mirror too so I can make sure. I always start up around the eyes because I end up, if I don't start up around the eyes, I always end up getting some of it in my eyes, and it's not really fun. It kind of burns a little bit, but I get it right up here. Spread it. And you guys can kind of see it's a real light orange base. I'm already starting to feel. Usually when I start a mask, It depends on each time you mask. It depends on the bacteria level on your skin. Sometimes I can mask, I don't feel it at all. Sometimes when I mask, I can feel it like really just start to tingle. Well, that's awesome, because that's what's, if you don't feel it at all or just feel a slight tingle, that means there's less bacteria on the surface of your skin. If you feel it heavier, that means you've got some areas that are more exposed to the bacteria and toxins, and it's just doing its job to eat away at those dead skin cells. And that's always a good sign. I'm taking a little bit longer than what it usually does because I'm working on camera. Get it off. Flip my mic up again. I think you guys can hear me even with it up here. I always cover underneath my chin and get along my jawline. And then my forehead area. And get down here in the middle. Now I'm really starting to feel the cooling, kind of tingling sensation over my whole face at this point. You're going to want to leave the mask sit on a good 15 to 20 minutes. And that's just really the time that it takes for the vitamin C and the herbs and the oils to soak into the skin, to open the pores and to do that deep exfoliation. If you're uncomfortable or you feel like it's just kind of tingling or burning, take it off. Don't do anything you're not comfortable with. But that little bit of tingling, burning sensation is good. That means it's doing its job. And we formulated this gentle enough to not to cause like a chemical peel reaction. I've seen a lot of products on the market that are just extraordinarily high in vitamin C, and that's never healthy for the skin. Okay, I think we're just about covered all the way around. And it's kind of like, now you can tell that I have my mask on my face, and it's not overly discoloring my face or my facial tone. And you can definitely see it. I mean, I have these studio photography lights sitting bright on my face so I could illuminate myself. So we're going to leave it sit on the face while I go into the next subject, because it's just really important to let it sit and do its job. Each of the masks in the line serve a unique purpose. The vitamin C mask is the heavier with the vitamin C base, herbs and oils to really do a deep exfoliation, deposit the omega fatty acids, the antibacterial agents on the surface of the skin. The acne mask is meant to remove the bacteria and toxins and really eat at the blemishes, the exposed areas that are prone to the breakouts. So its blend is more an antifungal, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. The Rosacea mask is really about the rich butters, some of the vitamin C, and some of the antibacterial. So it's kind of taking off of some of the acne portion and the vitamin C portion, along with really intense hydration. So you're getting more of a soothing, hydrating mask feel. This is a mask that should feel cooling and relieving on the skin. Whereas the vitamin C, you're going to get some of that tingle, some of that nice sensation on the surface area of the skin that's just going to really do the deep exfoliation. Same with the acne. The acne, you might actually feel a little bit more intense because of the high actives combining with the vitamin C, the white willow bark, the burdock root. So the herbs are really alive, the green tea, so everything's doing its job. And then the clay mask is also in the acne line, and that's meant to just draw oils, toxins, bacteria out of the skin. It draws the face really tight, increases blood circulation, and when it dries, just really helps remove those blackheads, the clogged pores. That's a very intense mask. I only recommend that for more moderate to severe acne cases or moderate to severe oily skin. And really, you want to be careful. We have a few clients that use it once a week, but I really recommend more of an every other week. And then on your in-between weeks, you're using a gel mask. So that's just our recommendation. That's our 4 masks. So as it sits on my face, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about internal detox. And I've been asked the question a lot the last week about suggestions for like a 3-day cleanse, or I want to do a cleanse after the holiday season, or I'd like to do a cleanse between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So here's what that I have learned and what has worked for me, because I'm not an expert in nutrition. I'm not an advocate in the big juicing world, in the raw food world, in the raw vegan world. I've learned a lot, and I know what has worked and helped me heal, helped me combat weight loss, helped me combat skin issues. You know, it started out when I did my first fast. It was before we even entered into this industry of selling our brand. I was still kind of just making products in my kitchen at the time. I had just had our fourth child. We have 3 boys and a daughter, and Rachel was born. And actually, no, I take that back. It was after James was born, before I got pregnant with Rachel. I had another cleanse after I had Rachel. And it was just feeling all the baby weight and just knowing that I wanted to be natural, but I somehow had to eliminate so that my body could just relax and cleanse and detox, and I could just lose the weight. So I studied all the different body cleanses. And guys, there's a lot of body cleanses on the market. There is a kit for every body cleanse. There is a system for every body cleanse. And there's just, I mean, you can box it and package it and purchase it. And all in all, in my opinion, there are some key components that go into a balanced detox. You don't have to buy the box and the fancy cleanses. You don't have to buy the books. You don't have to invest a lot of money into a good detox if you follow basic steps. So what I did is I studied the master cleanse, which was I think it was lemon juice, cayenne, what else was in that? Molasses or something of that nature. And that was the one I was going to do. It's like, okay, I can do this at home. I bought the little book at the health food store and decided I was going to go on a 30-day type fast. I wanted to lose the weight, cleanse my body, and begin healing. And so I bought all the ingredients for the master cleansing. You blend like lemon juice and cayenne and the molasses in water, and then you drink it. And it's supposed to really make you like have a lot of bowel movements. And cleansing is about removing toxins from the body, out of our colon, out of our urinary tract, out of our liver. You know, we get backed up. Our colons hold a lot of extra weight. I mean, I think it's anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds of just gunk that sits in our colon because we were putting in mostly acidic food or more cooked food, and so it just piles up instead of constantly flushing. So I did the master cleanse, and like on the second day, I was so terribly sick, vomiting, flu-like. I was like, oh my gosh, it was such a shock to my system. Okay, I said I'm going to back up and try something different. And so I entered into more of a water juice fast, and I did that for a period of like 2.5 weeks. And then I followed that with 2 weeks of raw food eating. And that was my first experience with a fast. I lost a lot of weight in that period, and I learned a lot because I started studying raw food. And that's consequently what took me into more raw food, to more of a raw vegan, and just beginning to understand. I was already doing a lot of research on skincare and what we put onto our bodies. So I knew a lot of the chemicals and things we're using in our personal care products, and I knew that was playing into our food. And that, all in all, builds up toxins in the body. It either feeds fat or feeds disease, and none of it fed good. And I knew that, and I knew I had to get rid of it. So, and as we sit here, just to get back to the mask, I still kind of feel it working and tingling my face. Now, it's kind of peaked. You know, we're at kind of a 3 or 5 minute mark where I feel just a nice, cool, warm sensation on the skin. So getting back to a detox, when you start, you know, it depends on your purpose. You know, why are you wanting to detox? Are you wanting to lose the weight? Are you wanting to feel healthier? Is your body sick, or you're going through something you can't get control of, whether that's high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, just any number of issues that we are going through today. And I think it's really a commitment not to following this boxed up regime of taking these fiber pills and drinking this tea and eliminating all of that. It's really getting real with your body on saying, okay, I'm going to cut this out for a period of time. Most of the cutting it out part is your cooked foods, your breads, dairy, gluten, and say, okay, for this period of time, like if you go on a fast, it usually takes 3 days for the body to shut down. A fast can be anything liquid, whether that's just a water only fast, a juice only fast, or a tea only fast, not smoothies. Smoothies still has all the fiber and stuff from the vegetables, so that's not a technical detox type fast. So what I recommend in getting started, and something you can do between now and Christmas, or really just looking after the holidays, is you're going to commit to something that's going to be more 7 days. And you're going to commit to the first 3 days of just complete elimination, meaning, okay, I'm just going to juice only for these 3 days. No solid foods, nothing cooked, only raw juices. And so you go through day 1, day 2, and day 3. And depending on where you're at, this may be really easy or it may be kind of difficult. You may get a headache, feel extra tired. So it's something that, okay, you've got a job, you've got outside obligations, you may not be able to just be home from college or on vacation or work from home. You've got people that need you. So I would recommend starting it like on a Friday or a day off where you're going to have several days to give your body that initial break. Juice only. I recommend juicing with a juicer. I really don't see any benefit at all in juicing or buying the bottled juices. In my opinion, they're still processed and they're still prepared down unless you have a really good juice bar locally. Just buying a bottled 100% juice at the store is not a recommendation. So if you don't have access to a juicer, then you can go on, you can look for your organic juices. There's some other alternatives, but if you have a juicer, buy the produce that's on sale. Buy organic if it's available. If not, buy it and soak it and clean it and do the best you can with what you can find. So you're going to juice for the first 3 days, nothing else. No dairies, no milk. If you're a big coffee drinker, I've been a big coffee drinker, coffee and tea. I stuck with my coffee through all of this. I would drink a cup every day. I think while I was sick, shortly after my diagnosis, I went off of coffee because coffee is acidic in the body. And so I went extreme with alkaline. So you can still drink coffee. So after the 3 days is up, you're going to then commit to the next 4 of more of a vigorous cleanse. You're going to want to induce some sort of laxative or enema, like a detox tea, something gentle, nothing too harsh, because when your body shuts down, it's going to need to begin to move and you may get constipated. And so I'm not trying to be gross, I'm just speaking from experience and just kind of from what I've known. I drank a detox tea, everything from butternut squash root. There's some really good roots and herbal teas that are gentle on the stomach and tend to move. So in those first 3 days, I would drink a detox tea, and then I would up the dosage of drinking several glasses a day so that you encourage your bowels to move. There are all different ways to do enemas, and there's some very extreme ways of actual enemas to internal laxatives. I think a detox tea works great unless your body is just really struggling. I'm going to make some recommendations and put some charts together as we head into the new year to really challenge you guys to commit to this. So the next 4 days, you're going to either stick with your juicing. If you're able, I recommend a full 7-day juice fast. If you're not, after the third through the fourth day, you're going to stick with just raw fruits and vegetables, so kind of a raw diet, nothing cooked, no dairy again, no meat or bread or eggs. If you're a vegan, nothing cooked, just raw only for those 4 days. And you couple that with a good detox laxative tea should begin to flush out your system. Now that's a 7-day basic detox the body, and you will shed any of the extra water and sodium buildup in the body. You begin to move your bowels. You're going to drink a lot of fluids during that time, so you're going to be flushing your kidneys out and your bowels during this time, and it's going to really make you feel like you may feel sleepy during, you may get a headache, you may find you're craving stuff you didn't realize that you were craving during this time. At the end of the 7 days, that's it. I mean, you can kind of resume your normal diet, or you can there's so many different aspects of this. I've done 3-day detox basis. I've done a 7-day, and then I've done 30 days. I think my longest ever made was actually this year, and I did like 35 or 36 days straight on a juice fast. That was pretty extreme. It takes a lot of oh, it's just a lot of determination and you can get very tired. And I don't think that's necessary for everybody. I think what's necessary is that you're constantly consuming foods and a diet that encourages natural detox all along, like juicing once a day, every day, once a month, going through maybe a 3-day release where you let your body shut down and you do a detox type tea to allow your bowels to move into function, to cleanse out. I think certain dietary changes for some of you out there, you may find some of your greatest relief, whether that's a skin issue or an internal issue. Detoxing is such an it's such a marketed thing, and there are so, oh my gosh, there's just, you can go onto Facebook and Google detox and get beautiful broad range YouTube classes and how-tos and videos, and I have seen so much myself. And at the end of the day, I think just fundamentally letting your body shut down, encouraging to flush, sticking with the raw and the juices for a period of time, and your body will begin a detox. You don't have to have X fruit or X juice or X meal. You want to stick with, green is best. Alkaline is best as far as for healing. You don't want to just juice all fruits or just all vegetables. You want a good blend. We do a lot with carrots, lemon, ginger, celery, turnips, the greens, kale, arugula, spinach, bok choy. Those are big staples. The sprouts. You've got over here, you've got all the nutrition. Let me see if I can pull this one up for you guys. And I actually don't even have this in a medium. I'm growing these just in the tray. We lay like a cotton paper towel down and we keep it watered with a light nutrient solution, and these are grown pretty much hydroponically. Medium is really messy, and we're just in and out, and I've had too many trays just dumped over, and there goes all the dirt or the peat moss set. We just let them sprout up and they grow in the trays. It's really easy. But in this little sprout, this is the sunflower sprouts, contains all the nutrients for the entire plant. I mean, that's powerful. That's amazing that all the nutrients are in this one little sprout. You can pull those up in the morning, put them on a sandwich, a salad. You can drink them with your smoothie. I don't juice or blend these. I actually eat these. These are best eaten. I suppose you could. We blend the greens. But this is also good for detox. And I'm going to go in and encourage you guys that you can do this at home. You can sprout at home. You can grow wheatgrass at home. I don't do anything special or fancy. I don't have the sprouting trays. I don't have the sprouting jars. We do a lot of the Mason canning jars, the black grow trays. You can sprout in a bowl. If you've got access to just good indirect light and airflow, we've got some pretty bright lights in here, but we get excellent daylight through this window during the day. And they're very resilient. All your microgreens, your wheatgrasses, your sunflower sprouts, all of that can help detox the body. So I think detoxing the body, in my opinion, is like committing to more of a long term. It's really easy. You go into the new year, it's like, I'm going to do this and this is what I'm going to do. And then you fall short and you feel like a failure and just end up leaving it. Do things in small steps. Try 3 days on just juice only. And if that's too much, just try 3 days on just raw fruits and vegetables and juice only. Give your body a break from the cooked. When you put cooked in, your body works overtime to digest that. It pulls from nutrition to digest that. So if you give your body a break and let it start working at the colon and start letting that good bacteria build up and eat at that colon and start flushing that out, I promise you, you're going to feel so much better. I mean, it's just become such a regular part of my everyday routine. And of course, being sick has just, it magnifies everything, and I've become ultra paranoid. And there's a lot of things that I do dietary that I don't expect everybody to do or have the same philosophy, but there's a lot that I do it really practically. There is still 6 of us in my family. When I get off of this live show and in the morning, I'm still going to wake up and have to juice for 4 children and a husband and, feeding the dogs and then, going about our day. And then the next day I get up and go to the office and go to work and they go to school. And so those duties have to carry over. And none of us really has a lot of, it does take time. But at the same time, I want to encourage you to kind of think about it like, wow, I want to reprioritize. We need healthier bodies. Our bodies are sick because we've just put more in that has not fed the good. And so detoxing becomes more, for me, it went from detoxing for weight loss to opening up my world for an entire way of thinking. Here we are focused on nutrition for the skin, detoxing the skin, putting only the raw ingredients onto your skin. What we say on that label is what is in that product. And what we say this can do is what we believe it can. Not because I'm saying it, not because I'm packaging it pretty and putting all this stuff on the outside labels. It's because the blend of those ingredients are giving you that result. And so doing your weekly mini facial is imperative to having healthy skin. Even if you're a bare bones, basic, I only wash my face, put a moisturizer on, I think everybody should commit to that once a week mini facial or every other week mini facial, giving your skin that detox. I mean, as I sit here, my skin, when I mask, as the mask, the herbs and the oils, so the oils are starting, so my face looks kind of orange, right? As everything starts to soak in, it's like my skin, I can almost feel the muscles just begin to relax on my face because it is absorbing so much moisture and it's exfoliating out at the same time. And so that's the same way with our bodies. And the only way to do that is to give it a clear path to cleanse. And you cleanse out of your bodies in three ways: one through the skin, two through the kidneys, and the third through the colon. And that's the three ways. Acne is nothing more than toxins built up inside the body, shedding it out through the skin. And all we do, so many products in the market, they zap it to kill it. It's like you take acid reflux to kill it. No, how about you eliminate what's causing that acid buildup in your stomach? How about you eliminate what's causing that inflammation in your skin? There's foods are very high inflammatory. Dairy's high inflammatory, cow dairy. Now, there's other dairies that like goat dairy, has a smaller chain of fatty acids, so it's able to be fully digested. Gluten, highly inflammatory. Cooked meats, red meats, highly inflammatory in the body. There's options even if you're not a raw vegan out there. So that's my initial introduction, is maybe like next week say, okay, you know what? I can't commit to 7 days, but I can commit to 1 day. Just try 1 day where you just only juice and or that you just only do a smoothie. Just pull off cooked foods altogether and say, okay, for 1 or 3 days, I can do this. I can just go with raw food, or I can blend smoothies, or I have a juicer. Let me pull out my juicer, get you some carrots, some lemon, ginger, some apples, and juice them. For a family of 6, I juice 4 pounds of carrots a day, probably 2 or 3 lemons. What I have on hand, like ginger, pineapple's been a big staple, turnips, it's part of our winter garden. We've been doing a lot with turnips. Turnip juice by itself is really gross, but apples, pineapple, carrots cover up that bitter, and my kids just kind of drink it down. And I know that it's helping their bodies cleanse and combat everything they're exposed to at school. So my first encouragement is, don't worry about looking at the thousands of products in the market for detox. Realize in your own kitchen right now and at your own local farmer's market, health food store, or grocery store are all the tools you need in a very affordable manner to begin to do the detox. The first step in detoxing is mentally committing to doing it, and then realizing your limits. I was the one that when I was like, I'm going to do a 45-day water only fast, I'm going to lose all this weight. Oh my gosh, 7 days later, I was just like, I am just dying here. It was so hard. But then I made the mental commitment to go, okay, I'm going to go from this to juicing. And then, leading up, all of that still led up to where I developed cancer. So it's not just that you need to follow that type of regime. You've got to stay balanced. If your body stays balanced in an alkaline manner, you're going to stay healthy. Your skin's going to look better. Your body is going to function better. So do things in balance. Commit to detoxing in balance. And that's what I'm going to begin to show you. We're going to do actually a full presentation. I'm going to set up my juicer, my blender, my sprouting. We're going to go through a lot of lessons. Okay, so now getting back to our mini facial, I think the mask is about ready. My face, it kind of dries. Like I can feel it. You guys can't feel it. It's kind of shiny. You can see the shiny all over. It gets a little sticky and dry, and that means everything's rubbed in except for what's left on the top, which is the herbs, the agar, some of the oils. So what I usually do at this point is I tend to get in the shower and just rinse it off because it goes fast. But for the sake of being on the show and not just having a shower head above me, I'm going to rinse off the mask. Comes off very easy. The clay mask doesn't come off very easy with a washcloth. You're going to want to really get your face hot and wet. I recommend you taking it off in the shower. If not, use towels that you do not mind get stained. It is green tea. It's rich herbs. It is clays. So it's basically like, a dirt. Your towels can get really dirty when you cleanse. So use a black. I've got some black towels that I use for the clay mask. Most of the time when I'm at home, I do it in the shower just over the sink. If I'm working with a client or doing a demonstration, we'll use dark towels. And which the easiest way, if you're an esthetician, you're doing it in a facial room, is just to get the towels really hot and let it sit on the face. It'll soften the mask back down and it'll come right off. That's just a small suggestion. Okay, so I'm going to get this mask off my face now. It has sat long enough. And it feels so good. And when you take it off, be careful because some of the areas are sensitive. Like I get really sensitive around my nose here and on my cheeks. So I don't ever rub it. Just kind of pat and gently work it down. Now you can kind of see, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little bit red, which is normal. I've been more dry lately, so the areas where I've been more dry is going to be a little bit more red because it circulates the blood. That's fine. It usually goes away in about 30 minutes or so, and especially after I apply the serum and get on my skin. Red is good after masking. That's a sign that it's worked. Now what you don't want is you don't want to have an uncomfortable burning sensation. That may mean just that the mask is just a little bit too harsh for your skin. So I'm going to work it all the way off. Look in my mirror here. Sometimes I'm bad when I'm doing these demonstrations and getting it off the side around my hairline. It's not bad though. It just rubs in. It's not going to clog your pores or anything of that nature if a little bit is left on. That's what I love about our products. When you're using raw ingredients for the face, it's not clogging the pores. I had a client ask me, I've had so many questions the last couple of days. I might be blending two questions, but she was she's a wonderful client. She's in Switzerland, and I absolutely love her. And I hope when she watches this video, she knows that I absolutely love and appreciate her. She has just kind of a blend of combination skin, and she gets very dry skin. She's on a lot of the Rosacea products, and she's done the mini facial, and afterwards she said her face has just felt really too dry. You want to be really careful of you've got to overhydrate once you've masked. Sometimes the serum may not be enough, so once you've applied the serum, you can go back and apply a moisturizer over that and leave that sit on all night because you've just removed a lot. I mean, as I look at my face, you can't tell, and I wish I could just reach to the camera and feel, but you can't tell that it just feels so like soft and smooth and really clean. Okay, so we've removed the mask. So the next step is a serum, and I've actually got the Rosacea serum with me. This is a really good treatment serum. There are 3 ways you can apply the serum. The one I'm going to show you tonight because it's the easiest. I don't want to bring out my steamer or go to my crock pot and heat hot towels. You can heat towels in a crock pot in water and just get them nice and hot, and you apply the serum over the face and then lay the hot towels over and let it really soak in. If you've got an at-home facial steamer, that's really good. You can apply the serum and just let the steam sit over your face for a few minutes and open the pores and allow it to soak in. Or the third way, which is kind of for the practical or on-the-go person, is to take a small amount. I usually use about this size. I don't know if you can tell. It's a very small amount. Massage it into my hands and just gently massage over the whole face, the neck, and the décolleté area. And you want to look shiny. This is a serum. It's going to need to sit and soak into the face. Now, what I do is I leave it on and I sleep on it. By the time I go to bed or lay down for the evening, the oil has absorbed in completely. It doesn't stain my pillows. If you find that it's just too shiny, you can just kind of lightly pat it dry and off. But I'll get it all around my eyes, up my eyelids, down the sides of my nose, and really make sure it's massaged fully into the face. And this would be the point where you put the hot towels over the face or the steam, and when you get done, just pat your face dry. And that, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching, is the mini facial. So we did our mini facial. We discussed beginning detox, and I think I'm blending code words. I was trying to think of one tonight that I haven't used. Let's do sprouts, because I talked about sprouting. So sprout's going to be our code word for this evening for your $10 voucher. Right now we have our 50% ongoing sale. It is one voucher per purchase, but you can store these up. They're usually a 30-day expiration, but because a lot of you are watching these videos and getting a lot of vouchers, we're going to extend them longer than that. I think some around 90 days into March. The end of March is when they'll all expire from the ones issued between now and the 31st. And then we're going to have some fun things with other live shows coming up that we'll be doing. So that every live show that you watch, you've got the opportunity to get $5 or $10 or maybe a free product if you mention this during your next purchase. So I'm excited. I love sharing with you guys every night, and after this we'll go back to the Tuesdays and Thursday evening sharing. But right now, tomorrow is Small Business Saturday. I did this little sign and I posted on Instagram, and it's about supporting small businesses, and of course we are a small business. And I encourage you to go out and shop your local community. In honor of Small Business Saturday, we have a really big surprise in the morning. It's going to run from 9 to 5, and I know we're already discounted 50%. What could it be? It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited to share it with you. We didn't plan this until about 2 hours ago and had an end of the day team meeting and said, hey, why don't we do this for tomorrow? I think it'd be a lot of fun. So tune in tomorrow morning at 9. I'm going to tell you the big surprise, and we will post it on Instagram, Facebook, and then it'll be posted through here and probably Pinterest. This won't go out in the email blast, so be sure to tune in for our big surprise for tomorrow's sale. Our 50% is running through Cyber Monday, and each day, including tomorrow, we have Sarah's favorite things as a free gift with purchase. Like right now, it's a lip balm and a calming body butter, and tomorrow we will add another gift with purchase to that. So happy Black Friday. I hope you all are going to have a peaceful and wonderful evening, and I will see you in the morning at 9 a.m. I'm not sure. I've got a few topics in mind that I want to talk about, so we'll kind of mull it over tonight. In the morning, I'll send out a shout out for tomorrow morning's live show. So thank you for hanging in there for this mini facial, and many blessings to you all. I can't tell you, yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I was very emotional all day. I'm so grateful for my health and my family, and for all of you and all the well wishes that we have received. So have a beautiful night, and I will see you in the morning.